Cardano sees a swing high of 40% in around one day. The question on my mind, and maybe yours as well, can it continue? What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe, hit that like on the way in. Let's jump into the Cardano video. So this is this is crazy. This is Coinbase. And just look at this. It's crazy the volatility that we see in crypto in general, but in Cardano, just yesterday, swing low to swing high today around 40%. Welcome to the crypto world. It's absolutely incredible, the ride. But we're not going to look at Coinbase charts. We've been using Binance. I'm going to dig into some really interesting charts that can help answer the question, will this continue for Cardano? What's that next leg up for Cardano look like? What does a leg down for Cardano look like? There's two patterns on the screen that I want to break down for you. And I want to just start by mentioning Bitcoin. I'm very, very aware of the Bitcoin charts because I think it's at a really crucial area. This weekly candle touching the 20-week moving average, it's a great thing, right? I remember we were talking about Bitcoin when we were just overextended back here from that 20-week moving average. We talked about Bitcoin getting pulled into it, mainly because it's what happened in the last bull market. Over and over again, Bitcoin getting pulled into this 20-week moving average, but never breaking below. So I just want to throw that out there. It's something I'm watching. And I think, if we break below, I don't think it's the end of the bear market per se. However, what I'm looking for is a bounce off of this area because that could be the most massive signal of true continuation in this bull market. It could just be such a bullish signal for crypto markets on the macro charts. So let's dig into Cardano though. This is the weekly. We just been talking about it nonstop. I'm not going to dig too much into it. Just talked about it in the live stream this morning. We know what's happening on this chart. We got this higher low bounce on the RSI momentum. Momentum is looking good for Cardano right now. There is a lot of room for upside, both on the stock RSI down here, the quicker moving momentum oscillator, and the RSI, the slower moving momentum oscillator, potentially to put in a higher high on this chart that we see here. So much room for Cardano. And at the same time, we can kind of consolidate sideways. That is very possible before that next leg up. So let's start digging in and let's start talking about this. Now, I have a chart that we've been kind of talking about, and I've been digging into this move. There was a ascending triangle back here that we talked about, very similar to what we just broke out of on the current charts. We had this huge throwback here before continuation up. One thing I just wanted to note was on the RSI on the daily chart, Cardano was like kind of consolidating right here in this area on the RSI. And I just want to really point out recently, before this most recent breakout, Cardano consolidating just below, and right now just above. So we're kind of in this territory all down here on the RSI. And it just tells me one thing. We're at this average area, similar to this area back here before massive breakout. On this daily chart, it just tells me Cardano hasn't gotten into an environment, even on the daily, where it's just crazy overbought. And, maybe we need to start looking about Cardano needs to cool down, right? We haven't even had that many higher highs on the daily chart. And let me just cruise over there. This is what it looks like. I mean, we got a really nice breakout. It feels like we've gone parabolic, but if you look at the daily chart right here, it's not really that parabolic compared to, what we experienced all back here. And just note that maybe when we had this move, we were probably like, and we can actually go visit videos actually, just really hype, right? Not even knowing what was about to happen. And so we could be in a similar type of area right now. Everybody's really hype. We just broke $2, today. But maybe we have a week or two of sideways, right? Maybe we come down a little bit. What is here? What is here? That's kind of what I ask myself. And, I actually by accident deleted these boxes that I had saved on the weekly chart. But if you've been watching, we just entered this third phase box that I had on this chart going into smart contracts this summer. So much upside for Cardano, I think, even as we dig into the daily charts. We have a nice move, a ridiculous looking daily candle, the green candle that you see there, just closed 25 minutes ago. Really solid, bullish looking candle. But again, this could just be the beginning. This could just be the beginning. And I'm going to have to use that in the title or the thumbnail of this video. So let's dig in. I want to talk about a couple things that I'm watching. This is the Coinbase Pro chart. You know, we're wicking up there to the $2.09, $2 range. But let's go to Binance and let's start looking at this. So a couple things I want to talk about. I know it looks very messy. There's a lot going on here, but let me break it down. The first thing I want to break down is actually, this is a 6 hour. Let me go to an hourly. I want to break this down. We haven't really talked about this. There was this setup right here. And what it is basically a kind of a head and shoulders setup. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, back to the neckline. We broke the neckline. We came down to $1.47. It was a crazy capitulation type of deal. We pulled back up very, very quickly, and we cruised back above the head and shoulders that was in play. And so that head and shoulders here now turning into a busted head and shoulders. Talk about busted patterns all the time on this YouTube channel. It is no different for busted for head and shoulders. They are also patterns that can be busted. So for it to be busted, what we're looking for is the break back above the highest point of the head and shoulders, which is right around $1.83. We've gotten that, and we're looking for a continuation to 10%. So from that highest point of the head and shoulders, 10% to the upside, right around $2.02. Now this is on the Binance chart. We're gonna utilize the data on this screen. So we're looking for Cardano to make a move to at the very least $2.02. Now, if you remember, I've been tracking these two higher high areas on Cardano, and I kind of have to zoom out here to track this. But what it is basically this last swing high. This would be the right shoulder to that swing low. We have a higher high 1618 around $2.05. That was one of those areas. And then we had a midterm higher high 1618, which was all the way back here, April 14th to the swing low. And we had another higher high 1618. It's not charted perfectly, but right here around $1.96. Now, notice where Cardano is right now, seeing resistance right where we've anticipated. We got the gravity pulling it up into that area. We got that entire resistance area pulling Cardano into that zone, and now we're testing it as resistance. So we have a couple things happening now. We have Cardano breaking above the highest point, which is the head of the head and shoulders, up to not quite to 10%, which is where we want to be, closer to this 1618. But we're at that first 1618, testing that area. So the point of this is to say we have the busted head and shoulders in play, and we're testing a resistance area. And this is the true resistance. Talked about it the other day. We're there, $1.96 up to around $2.05. That is the biggest area of resistance. Now, the other thing confluent with all of this happening, we have this trend line here. And this is a rising, ascending, broadening wedge. Now, in terms of this pattern, this kind of offers us a lot of context into bullish continuation, or to kind of the consolidation, the dip, the flash crash that none of us want to see. There's two scenarios here. Now, the data doesn't help us very much. Downward 52% of the time. This again is Bulkowski on the pattern site. And this is based off of 690 trades. I use his data all the time, everybody. It is so valuable. We adjust things a little bit to compensate for the volatility here, but this is what we're looking for. Now, in terms of breakout target, I have out of that ascending broadening wedge right around 255. Notice that is the breakout target of the ascending triangle that we've been tracking for weeks and weeks and weeks. Remember, we broke the ascending triangle to the downside. This turned into a busted pattern back to the apex. We're cruising up to the 255 to 250, 260 area target. That's what we've been talking about for so long. If you've been watching these YouTube videos, I mean, we've been literally talking about that target, since probably even we're breaking the lower trend line, right? We're talking about the potential for a pullback, a bullish pullback. And look, it's actually happening. And we're continuing to track it. We're zooming in here on the hourly, the ascending broadening wedge target, now confluent with the ascending triangle target back here. So that's a target to the upside. Now, if resistance here proves true, proves too strong for the bulls, there's 100% potential for Cardano to trickle back down to the lower trend line down here and test this very key area. And you can just see it's a really important area, the $1.50, $1.60 range, all down here being tested time and time again. It's something that could happen if Cardano does decide to dip to the downside. What that looks like, it's a 10 to 15% dip just to test that area. And we have to start tracking support in that area. What's demand look like in that area? What does demand look like on the way down? But this is a story playing out, everybody. We're tracking this data daily. I'm always doing update videos for you. I want to continue tracking this. The $2.50 target, so close to the upside. We're looking at a target price range of, I mean, you know, let's just do 250, 30% away. We just saw a 40% move in a day. So 30 to 40% away to this target, to the upside. Resistance just above right now in that $2 mental range. A lot of technicals becoming confluent with the mental barriers, the mental hurdles, the mental challenges and brick walls. Let's see if Cardano can knock them down. Everybody, I just tweeted a little bit ago, real quick. If you're a delegator, bear with me for 1 minute. I'm just trying to get some of our ADA move from CCV pool, 39 million ADA delegated, to the CCV1, our new pool, 18 million. The only reason I'm doing that, we're both are minting, both are paying rewards. You're not going to miss out even by moving over. You're not going to miss an epoch. The purpose for this is so that we avoid future K parameter saturation limits. That's all, which will be around 32 million. So I'm just trying to keep our pools below 32 million. If you want to help me out, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. If you're not delegating, delegate with Crypto Capital Ventures. We grow this thing. My wife, Sarah, and I, we're working on something really special. I want these to be mission-driven pools as well. And so we're putting something together beyond just our partnership with WEQNT, which we still want to support in terms of providing light to Africa. We're working on some other things. So appreciate you all cruising by. I really, truly do. I say that all the time, but I really thank each and every one of you. Enjoy the gains. Enjoy the gains. Let's see what happens. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.